Hello and welcome all.
Hello.
Welcoming you, ladies. Thank you for your patience, for
Hi,
waiting not in the waiting room. So we are, my name is Mansi. I'm welcoming you on behalf of the All Ladies League. Thank you so much for tuning in from different parts of the world. You are representing this conversation. This panel really represents the universality, the spirit of global sisterhood that we talk about as a intrinsic quality of the All Ladies League. So we're a network of sisters beyond borders, boundaries, and bias. So that's exactly what you represent as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, taking the time to be with us. Indu, lovely to see you here once again. We met in Chennai. I think it was almost a year ago.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Thank
wonderful.
you.
We meet yet again in celebration of technology, from the comfort of our homes, but still connected through our hearts and Wi-Fi's. Without further ado, I'd love to, fire start this conversation. We're talking about the coming global financial disruption. So there are challenges ahead, and we're really going to take a deep dive through the experts that are here in their various fields on how it's going to affect our businesses and how it's affected their businesses and how they're creating inroads into dealing with it and coming out stronger on the other side. To moderate this conversation about financial disruption and the possibilities of coming out stronger is Indu Jayakumar, the CEO of Local Biz Network based in the USA, a small business online platform that helps business owners create efficiency in online solutions. Looking forward to hearing this conversation as it's moderated with Indu's quintessential grace and style. Welcoming also Erin Bedford, a realtor from the Serrano Group. Welcoming you, Erin. Welcoming Deborah Moody.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So wonderful to have you. Deborah is the executive director of the Association of Certified Professional Wedding Consultants. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And she will be sharing more about her work and journey with us in a moment. Welcoming Ranjini Mohana.
Hi there, Mansi.
Welcome, Ranjini. Lovely to meet you, the new normal. Ranjini is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Armo Business Solutions, working with local, state, and federal government agencies for over a decade. Wonderful. And our last speaker for this session, and we'll continue this conversation into strategic leadership. So we have Camelia here for that as well. But our last speaker for this on this panel is Mike Jian. Please help me pronounce your name with the correctness.
Machen Welke.
Beautiful. Machen Welke. Machen Welke. Machen, where are you tuning in from?
I'm tuning in from California.
Wonderful. I see the beautiful background, the trees and the nature that you're immersed in. So thank you for bringing a little bit of the Californian summer and sharing it with us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you once again for being here, for representing yourselves and your businesses at the Women Economic Forum, which is a landmark event, in its digital edition, in its global digital edition for the very first time. It's an honor. I pass the baton to Indu to drive the conversation into insightful places. Indu, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mansi. And thank you so much to Dr. Harbin Arora, you yourself, my sister, Megha Kumar, who is managing my company in India, and then also to Lakshmi in Bangalore. I know there are many, many of you, but I know the four of you personally, and I don't know how you girls did it. This is just an amazing event. Congratulations to all of you. So here we are. We are American business owners from Silicon Valley. And the 4 business owners who will be speaking today will be educating the global audience on how business has changed or in the process of changing due to the disruption created by COVID-19. Almost every business has been affected in some manner during this time. But as American business owners, we are always very resilient, and we're all enthusiastically pivoting our businesses slightly or a lot in some cases. Please feel free to ask us questions to any one of us via chat if you would like to know more about doing business in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a unique place, and it does not quite represent the rest of America. We are here in the birthplace of Google, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Zoom, and many other large companies. People living here are open-minded, avid entrepreneurs, constantly innovating, warm and friendly, accepting other cultures readily. We welcome all of you to visit us, and we promise you, you will not be disappointed. There is no other place like Silicon Valley in the world. Now, let me introduce the 4 seasoned business owners from Silicon Valley. They're all very accomplished in their fields, and you should not be shy of asking them any questions that you may want to know. Our first speaker, drum roll please, Deborah Moody. Deborah lives here in beautiful sunny Silicon Valley. It's morning time for us. I know for a lot of you it's nighttime. It's absolutely gorgeous outside in a city called San Jose in California in Silicon Valley with her husband. She is the executive director of the Association of Certified Professional Wedding Consultants. Her company provides training and certification courses for wedding planners and event planners. The industry has been disrupted greatly due to COVID-19. Deborah, how has COVID-19 affected the wedding industry? What changes will businesses have to make for the future? What advice do you offer for young business owners in your event planning industry? Deborah?
Thank you, Indu. Yes, as you may be aware or may not be aware, the wedding and event industry is a $72 billion industry, and it has virtually come to a complete standstill. With that being said, we've had weddings that have been rescheduled, postponed, moved into 2021, which is creating massive disruption for not just for the couples, but also for the planners, for the vendors, for the venues. And so we're scrambling to, see that everybody is taken care of, because that's our job, that's our responsibility. What has happened is because of this shutdown, there is, we're experiencing a loss of revenue in terms of deposits and retainers and future business. People are losing wages because a lot of the event industry is they're a consultant basis. They are contract workers, so to speak. A lot of people are losing their jobs altogether. If you have a company, wedding company, and you have no couples to marry or any events to do, even in the corporate world, you are at a great loss at this point. Also, there's the possibility there's going to be some litigation that's going to come out of this. It's a very strong possibility because of people not being able to come to an agreement about the terms of their previous contracts. Many companies have already shut down, and that's maybe a temporary shutdown, but unfortunately, there are going to be quite a few companies that will not be able to recover from this pandemic. There's just no way to survive. There's too many people depending on others, and if we're all in the same industry and we can't support each other in that industry, it's very problematic. Trying to survive in the interim is one thing, and that's really what we're looking at right now. But we also have to look at how are we going to operate in the future. what is our business going to look like next year? We have to have a point where we're trying to adjust, make adjustments to adapt. People are trying to pivot. There's not a lot of pivot space in the wedding and event industry. Either you can do an event or you can't do an event. The only way to really pivot is to learn some new technology, to try to prepare yourself. You have to get very creative. Take a course, get some training. We're going to need to learn some new technology. That's going to be a big key in order for us to survive in this new normal, as everybody calls it. I don't find it normal at all. It's very abnormal. Also, we're going to be doing things virtually. We're not going to be, we typically will commute, we'll drive to an appointment and it may take us an hour to get there. We won't be doing that anymore. We'll be doing a lot more Zoom calls and a lot more virtual meetings. We'll be doing virtual tours at potential sites for events, and weddings are going to be virtual. They're going to be live streamed. They're going to be interactive. They're going to take on a whole new meaning because there's just, so much that can be done in a technology environment. And because we're in the middle of Silicon Valley, which is the heart of technology, we're going to have to do some changing in our processes and in our thoughts. Our other key thing is that because of all of these sudden changes, we're going to have to put some legal protections in place. We're going to have to redo some contracts and have clauses in there that speak to government mandates. We've never had this before, so we never included it in the contract. But we have to include, contingencies for government mandates, for state mandates, local mandates, because we have to protect not just ourselves but also our staff. It's very important that we think ahead and beyond just our own groups. We also, and needless to say, protect the bride and groom as well. Our industry has never really had any strict rules or regulations or guidelines, which, may be a good thing and it may not be a good thing. However, now they're starting to put some guidelines and provisions in place because we need to be operating on the same, from the same mentality, from the same rulings and from the same guidelines. And I think that will help kind of standardize part of this process. And we're going to have to, help our couples to understand that there's going to be some changes and you need to be, you're going to have to adapt to them. One of the things that I like to tell people is that you're going to need to assess your priorities. What is important to you? Is it having your family there? Is it taking the marriage vows? Because for a lot of us, some people have set that date and they just want to have it on that date because that date is historical for them. And that's great. So have your ceremony on that date and postpone your actual celebration till later on when it's safe to do so. With this time of uncertainty, it really brings about a time of fear. And instead of focusing on all of the things that we can't control and we don't understand, and we just get ourselves frustrated trying, I'm trying to encourage people to focus on the positive. Believe it or not, there are some positive things that are going to come out of this. Be it standardization, be it spending more time with your family, setting your priorities, be it just getting a balance in your life, a work-life balance. The main thing is that people have to remember to be flexible. This is a time when we're gonna have to, as they use the word, pivot. We're gonna have to be flexible with our thoughts and with our actions and with our businesses. And even your family has to be flexible because everybody is in the house now the kids trying to do their homework, the adults trying to do their office work, and everybody has to get on some type of schedule and staying productive. I think that when you are sitting around and don't have enough to do, it lets your mind wander to too many negative things. If you stay productive, it will help with that. I find that in the time of crisis, there's really two kinds of people. There's those who step up and those who give up. I feel like people should not let COVID make them, let COVID, determine their story. You need to create your own story, rewrite your own story, create your future, because this is the time for us to make some changes, and they may be long overdue changes. So I would say, remember the past fondly, live the present confidently, create your future boldly, and persevere through this fear. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Deborah. That was so beautifully put, actually. I know there's so many changes coming to the wedding industry and the event planning industry. So thank you for, giving your take. You are the expert in this field. Folks, Deborah is available to answer your questions that you may have via chat or email. Her contact information is there on the speaker profile. She is super, super friendly, so do not be shy or scared if you are a young person starting out in your career, okay? Thank you, Deborah. Our second speaker today, again, drum roll please, Meijin Welke of CMIT Solutions. Meijin is a software engineer who has been to Bangalore, India many, many times to set up companies over there for Sun Microsystems and Cisco systems. She's very accomplished in IT network infrastructure. She started CMIT Solutions along with her husband, Todd Welke, almost 10 years ago. They are very well known in Silicon Valley as the IT power couple, no pun intended. Meijin, how did this COVID-19 disrupt your family life, your business life, and your clients?
All right. Thank you for having me. I want to thank WEF for inviting us. It's an honor to be here, and thank you, Indu, for organizing all of us to be here today. Yeah. So hello Bangalore. It brings back a lot of memory. I had many good memories with my team in India, my engineering team. Had great food, and it's wonderful. So it just brings back a lot of memories. So thank you, and hello Bangalore. So I like Indu says, spent many years in software engineering with the large corporation, and the last 10 years we have my husband and I are dedicated to bring the enterprise type technologies for small and mid-sized businesses. When the COVID hit, all these big tech companies that Indu mentioned, Facebook, Google, Twitter, you name it, they're all very prepared. They just need to turn on the switch, and their people will work from home with no problem when it comes to technologies. But not so much for a lot of the smaller businesses, even though we're all here in Silicon Valley. Not all small businesses were set up to be able to work remotely for their employees, especially in the retail business where they're opening their shops, they're opening their businesses. So when March 17 hit, where we have to shut down, we help a lot of our clients that are smaller businesses, growing startups, to be able to have their employee work from home. Working from home is another challenge because not everybody is set up, not just physically where the room is, but the technology, their laptop, their network, their Wi-Fi, how secure are they? How robust are they? Do they have enough bandwidth? So those are the things that I'm sure globally everybody is experiencing, and we should be fortunate here in this area, especially in Silicon Valley, to have a lot more options when it comes to the internet. Now COVID-19, I believe, has accelerated the adoption of technology in a pace that we've never seen before, never. All small businesses had to learn Zoom, and even though, video conferencing technology has been around for over 20 years, we use it all the time in the high-tech world, in the corporate world. But small business now are doing Zoom for all their event, right? Event, marketing, meetings. So people are Zooming from morning till evening. So those are at a pace that I've never seen before. So I think more and more technology will be rolled out to help people work remotely and continue their business in the new normal, which we don't know what it is. I'm sure we will be forming it as we go forward. In my world, we're focusing a lot on cybersecurity to make sure people can work securely from home. We're going to be rolling out a lot more cloud solution. Now that people are more used to the idea of remote, cloud solution will provide more access to a lot more technologies from anywhere, from their home, from remote. So we'll be working with a lot of that technologies to rolling it out and introducing it to the small business clients. And all I could say is don't resist it. Just go with it, because I think it's going to change. We have to embrace it and pivot in a way that it's going to be good for the business, good for all of us as a community, and good for the environment. And that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Mei Jin. You said it correctly. You know, we are not afraid of this little virus. Actually, we are going to beat it. Folks, I have known Mei Jin for many years personally as a friend. She's super easy to talk to. Do contact her with all your burning questions regarding business life here in Silicon Valley. She was born in Indonesia, but Silicon Valley is her home now for more than 40 years. Our third speaker, again, drum roll, Erin Benford of Silicon Valley. Erin used to be a school teacher and small business owner before she found her love and passion in real estate. She has two sons, handsome Jeffrey and Joel, three beautiful grandchildren, and an awesome husband, John, who is a rocket scientist in Lockheed. Literally, actually, he's a rocket scientist. She is one of the most knowledgeable people I know in real estate. She is currently helping my daughter and son-in-law buy their first home in Silicon Valley, and my children absolutely love her patience in explaining all about investing in real estate. So Erin, we know that COVID-19 is possibly going to change many aspects in real estate. Can you tell us what has changed in your industry? What do you see as the future in real estate?
Thank you, Indu, and thank you to everybody on the platform today. It's awesome to be speaking with everyone all over the world. Real estate in Silicon Valley pre-COVID was bustling, bubbling. Everybody wanted to live here because this is where the big companies Indu first mentioned are, and because we have a climate that's to die for. And you can see this picture behind me. That's the hill behind my house. I love living here. So what happened? We had this COVID-19 shut down March 17th and everything stopped. Realtors were non-essential workers. We all stayed home. Nothing was happening. But we don't get paid if we don't work, and people don't have homes, and you must have homes. So as the 3 months passed, we slowly became essential workers. We went back to work. But what's different? Well, what's different is that interest rates are not only low, they're lower than they have been here in the United States. So money is cheap, and people looking for a home are starting to get back on the bandwagon and look. The stock market is resilient, so that boosts confidence, but the inventory is still low, maybe not any lower than it's been in the past couple of years, but it's still low, and people are still fighting for an opportunity to make an offer on a house, and they have to make multiple offers. The other thing that's happened in the United States is that excuse me, construction starts have not been up to what we actually need. And it's going to be several more years before we have enough new housing to supply the entire population. So what we have done to get people into houses is roll a little further into technology. Real estate was already going that way because we were already going online. We were doing virtual tours. We were doing document signing online, but we were still driving people around in our cars, and we've been told we cannot drive people around in our cars. They cannot get into that car. I am not allowed to meet a seller in a house to look at the house until the very last minute. Everything has to be done over the over Zoom, actually, my favorite platform. And in a way that's good, and in a way it's bad, but the good part of it is we save that driving time, and only the actual pre-approved buyers can get into a house. Realtors do not any longer want people just looking. So then that's fortunate for us realtors, because it saves some time. People are we're tired of being cooped up in smaller houses. So what's changed in what they're buying is that they're no longer wanting so much to get into the condo townhouse market, where you have probably more than one story and you have maybe no patio. So now people are looking for that house and they want a yard. So it's great, right? For me, prices are holding. The market's going to be wonderful. And we're just shifting with a faster pace.
All right. Thank you, Erin. That was wonderful to hear from the expert in Silicon Valley. Folks, the world is becoming global. Whether you like it or not, it is global right now. Twitter just announced to their employees not to come into work ever. This means that people can live anywhere and work in the future. If you have a home in Silicon Valley, or you would like to buy rental property in Silicon Valley, Erin is the person to talk to. If you have any questions at all about real estate in Silicon Valley or anywhere in North America or Canada, please do contact Erin. There is no other person in Silicon Valley who will answer all your questions about real estate so patiently. Now, our fourth and last speaker today for this session is Ranjini Mohana. Huge drum roll for her. Ranjini owns and operates RMO Diversity Solutions here in Silicon Valley. Her company helps business owners find contract opportunities with the American government and large corporations in North America. So if you want to do business, let's say with Facebook or Twitter or Cisco, there is a process that you need to follow. Anybody in the world can do business, actually. This is the process that her company will help you with. Right now, in spite of what the media says, there are plenty of contract opportunities and job opportunities right here in America, folks. Ranjini, we hear a lot about diversity in the global scale now. Thanks to the Floyd death case that was publicized all over the world, how is COVID-19 changing the way people do business here in America?
Indu, thank you so much for having me here. And first of all, I want to thank WEF as well for putting on this excellent organization. Very good. And I want to give a shout out to Kushbu as well, who did an excellent organization of getting us all lined into this. So I would like to start first with explaining what diversity is. So with the advancement of technology and science, the globalization of work had increased, right? People started traveling all around the world for their jobs and setting up businesses. Hence, there is a mixture of ethnicity, culture, value, and much more. So that's how diversity came into existence in the 1940s and 50s. United States became the prime of having people traveling from all countries for jobs and businesses. To define and improve the economy, the US government started recognizing and encouraging different ethnicities. That is how diversity in workplace and businesses started. Government agencies started to set aside percentages to hire diversified individuals and provide opportunities for businesses. That is how even supplier diversity came into place and picked up momentum since 2015. Let me explain what it means to be diverse certified and what are the criteria. Diversity means businesses that are 51% or more owned and controlled by diverse individuals who own a for-profit business. The classifications are like a minority, women-owned, veteran, LGBT, and disabled. Currently, in the US, there are 340 diverse certifications categorized as local, county, state, and federal certifications. It does not stop only in the US. Businesses from around the world who want to do business with the US also have an opportunity to be certified as minority and women-owned. Minority councils from here in the US have set up offices in several countries, such as Australia, Canada, China, South Africa, and UK, and they are adding more countries for corporate purchasing. We Connect International is functioning in few countries to get the businesses enabled to be women-owned, and they are also operating in India right now. So how do you think businesses can benefit from being certified, right? It gains visibility, you get introduced to the corporations, you have access to opportunities. Most importantly, you have access to capital to grow your business and networking to start building relationships. Your business is listed in several databases around the country, and you get to participate in matchmaking sessions and you meet with the buyers directly. Without being certified, you will not even know where there are opportunities and how to meet with the buyers. That's how important the certifications are. Let me talk about how does this pandemic situation is assisting or helping the diverse businesses. Certifying councils are organizing several online events, from pitch competitions, matchmaking sessions, where buyers are brought to the table, because there are no more conferences, no more meeting in person, building relationships, no more chamber meetings, right? So small businesses are changing their products to provide for these pandemic situations. So for example, coaching. It has been an one-on-one, in-person coaching sessions. Now, because employees are working from home or a little bit or more stressed out because of family situations, corporations are providing the coaching businesses to provide services for their employees at home online. Okay, restaurants, corporations are helping the employees to be food to be delivered at their home in their localities. IT services, corporations are sponsoring all their employees to have a good infrastructure to be working from home. So all these things are happening. Products, the small businesses are changing their products to provide for this pandemic situations, such as masks and sanitizers. So corporations have started looking out for the small businesses and to stay afloat. So they are all doing this, and they're looking after the certified businesses. So that is why it is very keen to get certified. And all I have said so far is only tip of the iceberg. There is more to being certified and more opportunities that we can explore. And if you need more information, my information is already provided, and please to get in touch with me. Once again, Indu, thank you for having me here, and glad to be part of this session.
Thank you, Ranjini. Folks, Ranjini was born in India and has made Silicon Valley her home for many years. She's super helpful in setting up businesses in America. So if you're ever interested in doing business in America, she is the person. Those of you listening, her contact is like gold for all of you to get your foot into many large institutions here. Ranjini is very efficient and knowledgeable in her field. Thank you, speakers. You all did a wonderful job of representing Silicon Valley and North America. Global media may not always paint an accurate picture of real, hardworking, successful, Main Street business owners here in America. You all were extremely fortunate to hear from these best in Silicon Valley Main Street business owners today. WEF 2020 would like to award you with Excellence Award. Thank you, Deborah Moody, Majin Welke, Erin Benford, and Ranjini Mohana. Global audience, thank you for listening to us. We invite all of you to visit us. Once you can travel, we will warmly welcome you to beautiful, beautiful California and beautiful Silicon Valley. We welcome all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Indu, for moderating this session so beautifully. And really, I love that invitation to connect, because I think that is the real currency of our world going forward. It's the network. It's the net worth. So it's no more the, it's really like the power of our social connections, the power of our social impact structures. And thank you so much for inviting us to connect a little bit more intimately. That sometimes gets overlooked in these forums.
Yeah.
We need to really remember. So thank you for driving home that message. And thank you to each one of you for doing what you do and opening up your, hearts that are ever so wise and coming onto this global platform to share and recreate, reinstill, reboot, and re-energize our beloved planet. And this is one for the human race. So thank you so much, each one of you.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Mansi.
Thank you, Mansi.
The virtual awards will be in your mailbox soon. This is a first for us as well at WEF. So it's an honor to present you with the iconic Women Creating a Better World for All Award on behalf of the All Ladies League.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Big round of applause to all of you.